So it's a brand new month. And I am going to keep going probably with the question answer format because I feel like that served me really well. Set up a good little goal to get to in every single video that was pretty easily attainable. Definitely made my sitting down and talking feel a little bit more focused, and it was a little bit less tortuous trying to get to a solid point. But for today's video, I am going to go back to one more rambling video, and then I'll, hop back to my standard format. My new standard format, I should say. I am just really, really lost. And I feel like that falls in line with the not having anything in particular to talk about today. I'm just feeling really, 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 really lost. And this is not a new thing. I have felt lost throughout most of my adulthood at the very least, but probably in some ways most of my life. I feel like I was probably just as lost as a kid, but I was able to decide, okay, no, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Even if I wasn't necessarily sure about it, I could have some sort of resolution in my mind by saying, I'm going to be on this path. I, like probably a lot of kids, had a whole lot of things that I thought that maybe I was going to do when I grew up. And I mean, I could make trading cards out of all those things. I was going to be a lawyer at one point. I was going to be an orthodontist at one point. All kinds of things I was maybe going to do in the film industry. You don't have very solid, focused interests as a kid. At least I did not. I do sort of envy those kids whose parents forced them to play chess and then they became grandmasters or something. Even though that's a little bit weird for a parent to do that to their child. But hey, I'm sure their kid is thanking them. Man, I'm only thinking about that because the World Chess Championship just happened. And man, it's so cool. I'm so happy Ding Liren won, and the fact that it's the first Chinese person that's ever held the world championship spot. And granted, you could question it because the actual top-rated player decided not to play this year. But I'm gonna give Ding Liren his flowers. I think that's awesome. But it's exactly when I see people accomplish something great like that I start to feel more lost. I mean, the World Chess champion right now is only a couple of years older than me. And it always just makes you think, well, why have I not, done something on that scale yet? You start to learn. I mean, there's a great book called Outliers that really teaches you, hey, a lot of it is about being in the right place at the right time. And that's where you start to get frustrated with the world, when you're not frustrated just with yourself for feeling lost. I start to get frustrated. The world has not just given me these opportunities, has not just thrown me these obvious paths that I can follow to be something extraordinary, be something greater than what I am. I just really want to at least know what that path is, even if it's not going to lead me to being the greatest at this particular thing in the world, just knowing what is something that is sustainable for a long period of time. I don't know what that thing is, and it's very, very frustrating to me. And I'm starting to feel like maybe I'm just always going to be, in quotes, lost, but maybe I can just reframe it. I can give it a different word so that it just means that throughout all my life, I'll always have a whole bunch of different options to choose from. But yeah, I just want a little bit of clarity sometimes. I feel like no matter how much clarity I have about where I am, I just want a little bit more, and I'll always want just a little bit more. Life purpose, man. Life purpose is something I'm still sorting out within myself, and I'm feeling like maybe I should, I don't know, maybe I should be doing more soul searching to figure out what that thing is. In some ways, I do feel like I've sort of just gone with the flow of things for the past few months, and that might be why this has been a rough couple months on me emotionally. I don't know. Lack of commitment is something that just, that will eat at you for a while. Until you finally say, I am doing this thing and I'm going to go full force into it, regardless of what anybody thinks, even the people that mean the most to me. It's one of the hardest things about following some sort of path or purpose is that People are going to have differing opinions about it and what you should be doing with your life. And you know what it is? It's my life at the end of the day, and I don't ever want to be that person that cut out somebody that was potentially valuable to me in the future because I got too focused, got too obsessive about my passion. But then it gets to the point where you just, you don't get focused on anything. Maybe you don't get obsessive about it. You don't even get started on it because you're so worried about what somebody's going to think of you for actually putting yourself out there in that way. It's always just a battle. And then, of course, like when you do get focused for a while, then suddenly shiny object over there and a shiny object over there. Look at all these great things out here that I could be doing instead of what I'm doing right now. But I think that's what I'm really begging the universe for right now, is just to give me something that is so obvious. Give me the most obvious possible sign that I should be doing this thing. Of course, then, is that just me just putting it into the universe's hands? What do I want at the end of everything is like the question I should be asking, and the fact is I don't know. I don't know. It does feel good to have a rambly video like this after a whole month of being a little bit focused. But now as I'm doing it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I chose to go with, a more organized approach. It's just definitely going to be easier. But I feel some level of purpose in doing these videos. I don't know if it is the purpose, but it sure does make me feel fulfilled, and I really am proud of myself every time that I sit down and do this. So maybe it's not even so much about finding your way. It's just about feeling proud of yourself and feeling fulfilled.